Hey you guys, Jessica here. So I wanted to make a video for the skeptics because I was one, and I know many of you are out there on the interweb searching Shakeology fraud, Shakeology scam, the downside to Shakeology, all these different things because I did the same thing. And I have had people reach out to me and say, I love what you're doing. I love the results you're getting and your team's getting. I'm interested. And then they'll send me a link and they'll say, actually, I'm not interested anymore. And this is why, or they'll just tell me, never mind, I don't want to do Shakeology. Okay, and I always ask why. Okay, that's fine. I'm not ever going to make anyone want to do this, obviously, but I always ask why because I am always learning, and I love helping people understand what Shakeology is because there's so many misconceptions out there. So today, while the baby's asleep, I wanted to do a really quick video and talk about two articles that are on the internet that are frequently visited that I found years ago in my research, but that also have recently been sent to me. I think it will help to walk you through some of the false information that's out there and give you what the true information is. I want you to know that I am not representing Beachbody corporate at all. They don't know that I'm doing this. So this information is not from them. It's just from me, my research, my very high standards, and from my conversations with the VP of Nutritionals at Beachbody and talking with Beachbody corporate and asking these questions because I am an ingredient Nazi. I am very picky when it comes to ingredients. A product could have 99 incredible ingredients in it, but if it has one, especially one ingredient that's on my naughty list, like sucralose or aspartame, then to me, the company as a health company is a fraud because everyone knows that that's a bad ingredient. So I hold Beachbody and Shakeology to the exact same standard because why would I ever want to put something in my body or promote something that I don't 100% believe in? So that's where I'm coming from. Okay, so the first article that I'm going to kind of break down for you, I'm actually going to share my screen because I want you to know, like, I'm not trying to hide anything. I want you to know exactly what this website is. It is called Ancestral Nutrition. This was written in August of 2014. So whenever you're reading an article, it's really important to know when it was created. So it's 4 years old. Don't always believe a title that says it's unbiased because it's not always true. And then it says GMO dairy, GMO soy, gluten, rancid vegetable oils, aspartame. None of this is true, just so you know. Okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can look at the article on your own. I'll put it below the video that I'm doing here. But I'm going to hit some of the points. So it says, will it help you lose weight? Yes. Is it safe? No. Is it healthy? No. Obviously, that is not true either. Here is seriously though, if you read the ingredient list, even back in 2014, which some modifications have been made to Shakeology since then, it's still amazing. So, just saying. Okay, so here's their first point about whey protein isolate. This was one of my personal first questions when I started looking into Shakeology because I had learned in the past that whey protein concentrate is better because it's more in the natural state. And isolate, whenever you isolate something, you are removing it from its natural state. So the reason why whey protein isolate actually can be beneficial is because you get a higher quality of protein that's more absorbable without all of the other fats and sugars that are attached to it when you're drinking milk. Okay, so obviously whey comes from milk, and so that's where the isolate can actually be beneficial. I personally think isolate versus concentrate, I think they're both, beneficial, but you cannot have a whey protein that's higher in protein and lower in sugar and calories without it being a whey protein isolate. What you need to know when you're looking at your whey protein, whether it's Shakeology or any other one is to make sure that it's undenatured and it's processed at a low temperature. Because what happens is when it's denatured, meaning the molecules are, for lack of long explanation, broken and they're warped, it's not going to be good for your body. Let me just say it that way. Keep it simple. And so in Shakeology's whey protein is undenatured with a microfiltration process that keeps it at a very low temperature so that the whey protein can keep all of its or the majority of its essential vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. And that's very important when you're looking into a protein. So this information here is actually wrong. And here it does say it's not certified grass-fed and organic. That is true, that the whey protein in Shakeology is not certified organic and grass-fed, but I've done my research here, I promise you, because this is one of my biggest things before starting it. And the farms that we get are, so first of all, Shakeology is the #1 sold shake in the country, I believe in the world. It is that big because it's so effective. You cannot be the #1 and keep that spot for so many years if you're not getting people results. So you have to think as a company too, you have to be able to have a source where you can supply for a very, very high demand. And so they're working on getting a certified organic Shakeology, but in the meantime, the way that they use meet the organic standards, it just doesn't have the certification label. And so they do, and I've done a very in-depth video on Shakeology, you can find on my YouTube channel to know more about this, but they do extensive testing at the farm where they get the whey from, and then after it's all brought back to the processing plant, they test it again. They test for all heavy metals. They test for bovine growth hormone, any kind of added hormone, antibiotics, any kind of medication. And all of that has to be out. Like there cannot be, I shouldn't word it that way because that implies that it was at one point in, but it cannot test positive for any of that. That is when we are looking for organic dairy, that is what we're concerned about. We're concerned about the antibiotics and the hormones specifically. And that has none in Shakeology's whey. So just so you know, that is the correct information. Believe me, I've done my research. Okay? Okay. Blah, 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 blah. This is all about GMO stuff. You will be happy to know, as was I, that there are no GMO ingredients in Shakeology. They do testing to make sure of this, and they go to the plants where they get their exotic superfoods around the world. They have representatives that do like a white glove test on the plants. They see where the ingredients are come from, where God intended them to grow, these exotic superfoods, to make sure that there are no pesticides sprayed, that there's no GMO crops being used, that it's all clean, that it's all very high quality, and then they test it again when it gets into the individual ingredients get to the processing plant, and then they test it a third time after all the ingredients are mixed together to ensure for potency and that there was no and that nowhere in that process did any other kind of heavy metals or anything get into the batch before it gets to your doorstep. So extensive testing is done. I have never seen a billion-dollar company put this much effort into testing the quality of their product. They don't have to do that, you guys. Most companies don't. They'll just put pea protein, and people are like, oh, it's vegan, so that's awesome. But there's like crapola pea protein that comes from China that you have no idea where it's sourced and what's in it, and the fact that it's only like 50% pea protein and 50% other additives just to make it cheaper. You don't know that. But I've learned just from the business side of this and doing my investigation that they do, Beachbody does all of that extensive research. So I thought that was a really big point and really impressive to me. So you're not voting for GMO stuff. This folic acid thing is very strange to me. I'm not sure what their deal is on not wanting people to have folic acid. It's just a B vitamin, really important during pregnancy. If you are someone who doesn't want any kind of added or isolated vitamins, then you go with the vegan form of Shakeology. The vegan form of Shakeology is not fortified with any kind of vitamins. It is all 100% from the superfoods, the fruits and vegetables that are in Shakeology naturally. So you're not getting anything that is isolated, I guess, or fortified in there. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that was just weird. I'm not sure why they have that opinion. And then, so this is funny. What about the vegan shakes? And they're like, oh my gosh, phytic acid. So just so you guys know, phytic acid is an enzyme inhibitor that goes around grains and seeds and nuts. And so they're saying because the vegan form has oat, rice, quinoa, and amaranth protein, that it's going to be really irritating to the GI tract and cause a lot of problems. So that means that their opinion is you should not have oat, rice, quinoa, or amaranth. You should not eat it ever. So this person must be very against any kind of healthy grains. Quinoa and amaranth are not actually grains. They're seed-like grains, and they're very healthy. There are ways to get around to remove that phytic acid, but the way that this is processed and formulated, the phytic acid, the majority of it is removed. So that's just, it is what it is. But it's not something you have to worry about, especially because their point here is that it will cause a lot of GI irritation. And 91% of the people in a clinical trial who drank Shakeology noticed a significant improvement in their digestive health. That's a big percentage. Just saying. It's the most common thing that I see in the clients that I work with and myself. So I'm not sure where they're going with this. Okay, and then next they go on a tangent about recipes and types of foods that Shakeology promotes. First of all, Shakeology is not a thing. Beachbody is the company. And then they're copy and pasting these recipes. So if you guys haven't realized that there are almost 500,000 coaches, Beachbody coaches around the world, everyone's different. Not everybody is really into like holistic health. That's why it's important to know who you're working with. There are some recipes out there to make Shakeology with Jello packets or with fiber ones. I never recommend. The company doesn't recommend. It's actually the coaches. And even if the company did put a recipe like this on their website long ago, it's not there anymore. And it's, this is kind of ridiculous because like you should know better, kind of, in my personal opinion. And so they just kind of go into tofu and soy and why it's bad. And that's really the end. There is here a link where this person recommends this grass-fed and undenatured whey protein. And I actually opened it here. And it is awesome if you're wanting a whey protein. Now, let me tell you that this is for 24 servings. It is about almost $50 for 24 servings. And you're only getting one form of protein. That's it. So Shakeology retails for $129, or the coach price is $97. And you're getting the complete amino acid profile with various types of protein. That's only 1/5 of what's in Shakeology. You're also getting a phytonutrient super green blend. You're getting a superfruit antioxidant blend. You're getting an adaptogenic herb blend, which is super powerful for stress and energy, and even like so many ingredients that have been proven independently to be incredibly powerful against cancer cells. And you're getting the digestive blend with an amazing probiotic, prebiotics, fiber, and a plethora of digestive enzymes. 5 formulas in one for $97 to $129. This is almost $50 just for 24 servings. The other one's 30 servings. And you're, again, getting so much more. This is one ingredient. So I think it's really important to put into context what the comparisons are. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. This is the other one that I was sent from a nutritionist, written in 2015, so 3 years ago. She has this whole first thing about getting defensive because people don't like her opinions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, And so she's very smart alecky in this, and that's totally fine. But like, let's cut to the chase and like what she's really saying. So she thinks that because Shakeology is marketed as the healthiest meal replacement shake, she thinks it's the same thing as saying the healthiest chocolate bar you can buy, which I really do not understand that at all. But this nutritionist is not a fan ever of replacing a meal with a shake, which I don't understand that. Unless you're using like Weight Watchers or Slim Fast shakes that are just full of crap, then I would totally agree with that. So first of all, she takes a hit at the doctors who, I don't know if you've seen, that there was a full study and video done on doctors' opinions of Shakeology. And she says that like these aren't really doctors and some of them are surgeons, blah, blah, blah. I personally have done my own research and read a lot of doctors' reviews thinking that their opinion is that this is incredible, and a lot of them go on to drink it. So take that for whatever it is. And then the next thing is, the website goes on to say fruits and vegetables you'd have to eat to equivalent what you get in one glass of Shakeology, and she is just not a fan of that because you can't compare whole food to drink. So something that this person, and I want you to know, is you are not what you eat. You are what you absorb. So people who do juicing, for instance, you're getting a ton of nutrients, and it's much more readily available and easy to absorb into your body, much more powerful than trying to eat, all of those fruits and vegetables, because it's pretty impossible usually. And also, like the nutrient concentration in one shake, the majority, I'm going to go on a limb and say like 99% of people are not going to eat all of the ingredients that are in each shake. So yes, you could spend the money and go and buy all of the fruits and vegetables and yogurt and, all the different things that you would need in order to equate to this nutrient density, but nobody's going to do that. I'm just saying, each meal, no one's going to do that. It is very, very hard to do that. So this person thinks that you would save money by eating fruits and vegetables and eating it whole food instead of spending about $4 per serving. That's not true either. Because even if you're going to eat broccoli, brown rice, and chicken, great healthy meal, but the nutrient density does not even compare to what you get in one serving of Shakeology. Now, that being said, she does have a point in here. Let's see. And this is this part. So about it being a meal replacement, because some people market it as a meal replacement, some people market it as a dietary supplement. I personally use it as a supplement. I only use it as a meal replacement when I mix it with other things, and I tell all my clients the exact same thing, and Beachbody says the exact same thing. If you want to use it as a snack, that's awesome. You can just mix it with water and get on, be on the road. It's only 160 calories, so it's not enough for a meal. But if you want it to be a meal, you can add a banana and spinach and some almond butter, and very quickly that gets up to meal calories. You can throw in some almond milk or coconut milk, ice, or just water, and that will keep you full. Absolutely. So that's the difference. You have your options. That being said, again, the power in this is not necessarily in it replacing a meal, although it can be very helpful for people who are wanting to lose weight to replace their meal with this. It's easy nutrition. But the power is in the nutrient density and the superfoods in it. So I think of it more as a supplement. Some people are like, I really don't like the taste. And I'm like, I really don't care. Just find a way to get it into your body. Does anyone like the taste of a wheatgrass shot? I don't think so. It's the same thing, except this is way more nutrient dense and has a lot more in it. So that's my take on that. Let's see. We talked about it being a meal replacement. We talked about that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then she goes off to say it just irks her that Shakeology is part of Team Beachbody because of the whole Beachbody thing. This to me sounds like an insecurity. You do not like, okay, so the mission of Beachbody, of Team Beachbody, of the CEO, Carl Daikeler, is to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. It's in silver, ingrained in their building. It is very out there. That's their mission, to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. It is not to help people look good in a bikini. If that's important to you, then absolutely this can help. But the majority of us are just trying to help people, busy moms, CEOs, entrepreneurs, real estate agents, busy dads, people who are working and trying to keep up with life and just really struggling or putting everyone else before themselves. We're just trying to help those people be their best, feel their absolute best. And you need exercise in your life. You can't get around it. You need exercise. So we make it easy by doing it at home with 20 to 30 minute programs. You need healthy nutrition in your life. We make it easy. We have 2 phenomenal and very effective approaches to nutrition and how you can plan out your meals and how you can take it with you. And if weight loss is your goal, how you can lose weight even while you're on vacation, how you can get over your emotional eating habits. Phenomenal stuff developed by nutritionists and dietitians. And we have the supplementation because, let's be honest, these days in 2018, our soils are depleted. An apple is not as nutrient dense as it used to be 20, 40, 100 years ago. We need supplementation because our lives are freaking nuts and stress is through the roof. We are not getting enough sleep. We're not getting enough water. We're not getting enough good food, organic food in our bodies. We need the supplementation to keep up with the demand. That's what we're providing. And then the Team Beachbody part is the team aspect to help you feel plugged in, to give you an online family or in-person family to keep you accountable and supported and say, hey, it's okay. I had a bad day today too. We can do this tomorrow. You get a coach for free just for investing in the tools you need to get to the results. And these coaches, we are so passionate about helping you get results. Every single person who's good at this, their main reason is to help people. And then we want to create freedom for our families. And this is an incredible job opportunity to help people and have fulfillment in our career and do it from home or the road or wherever you want. And to provide for our families like that way. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. So this whole weird thing that she has about the perfect bikini body, that is not a part of what we are doing at all. People may post before and afters or selfies, but that is only to inspire people because the majority of people who post those before and afters never thought they could have that after picture, myself included, especially after 2 babies. So that's my take on that. I will again post this underneath the video, but it was important to me to get this out there. If this was helpful for you, please share it because I want to get the right information out there. I don't want people not taking this step to at least try something that could truly be life-changing for them just because of an old article of someone who had the wrong information. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. Oh, duh. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to talk with you. I'd be happy to listen. If you think that you have a different opinion or a different source of information and you think that I'm wrong, change my mind. My email is thehealthpatriot@gmail.com. You can also find me online. My website is health-patriot.com. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, have a great night.